Hey guys, after practicing a bunch on Odin, I've left him unkilled as so I could practice a bunch. I think I've worked out all the kinks of my clear, and now we're going to be finally actually killing the boss. So this is the team we're going to be using. Let's go in here and do the clear, and then afterwards I will show you the gear, explain the fight. I'll put like some build links as well as a turn chart in the comments. So let's give it a go, and then, I'll explain it as we go through the fight. I've basically taken care of all the RNG, so this is a very smooth clear, with one small exception, and I'll point it out when we get there. Okay, so to start off, we're going to do a shifted LB of Tifa, Sephiroth, and Aerith to stack them up. We're going to use Louise to triple Ionic, and we're going to use Fire Foam. Fire Foam lets us absorb fire, which means even if the boss does fire on turn 1, it's not going to deal any damage, which again removes all the randomness. We're going to 1,000 Needles for the physical attack with Zahn, and then Aerith is going to dual cast in this order. Bar Farega, and then Reflect on someone. We're going to do it on Laura. Make sure you do Reflect after Bar Farega. Okay, so now the boss is going to do his attacks. He did fire. Normally, in the previous run, I would have had to retreat. I completely forgot about Fire Foam. As you saw, we absorbed it, so no RNG on turn 1. Wonderful. Okay, now we're going to use Zahn's LB. If it wasn't ready yet, you could have done something like Rallying Cry on Tifa and all first, but we want to do his LB first. Alright, now we're going to also shift Louise, and we're going to do her shifted LB to get a stack. Go back to the base form with Laura, and just punch normal for filling LB. We're going to the base form with Tifa, and we're going to Rally and Cry. Base form with Sephiroth, and Rally and Cry. And then Aerith is going to do double limit. We're going to Protectka to bounce that onto the boss, because we do remember the Reflect last turn. Now it's going to bounce to the boss. And we're going to do Wish to save the planet. We need that Wish to save the planet to give a human killer, a magical human killer to Zahn, so he can carry it for the remainder of the fight, because Aerith and this clear is going to be our singer. Okay, so to the base form with Louise, and just quad Ionic to refill her LB. We can shift Laura and do her shifted LB. We also do Zahn's LB as well here for another double stack Mirage. Now we're going to do the base form LB of Aerith. That's again to give buffs to Zahn so he can carry them throughout the entire fight. That's a 400% stat buff for Zahn. And then Tifa and Sephiroth can just Rally and Cry again. Okay, so now Zahn is carrying the magical human killer and the 400% stat buffs, because Aerith is going to be too busy to rebuff those later in the fight. Okay, so there's the Imperil. We're going to be dispelling our team, so in order to preserve those buffs, we're going to hide Zahn with Stealth. Alright. Then Tifa can dual cast. We're going to do Gravity and then Dispelga, and then retarget that Dispelga to our own team. Gravity is really nice because it's a really slow animation, and it makes the retarget trick very, very easy. Gravity is from the Diablos Esper. Now we're going to use Aerith to reapply Bar Farega because we dispelled our party. We need to get resist buff back up. We're going to go ahead and shift Louise and do her shifted LB. Back to the base form with Laura and just punch. And Sephiroth can just Rally and Cry. Okay, so here's the only RNG we have remaining. There's a 50-50 the boss does an AoE physical this turn, and we're not using Mirage. And Louise is the only one in this current form that is not using enough resist gear. But she does have 80% evasion. So if she gets hit, we just retreat. But it's a very, very, very low chance. There's the AoE physical. She evaded it. Again, 80% evasion. Almost always she'll evade and be safe that turn, or the boss won't even use a physical sometimes. Anyway, no damage taken. We're good. We're going to continue. So, now we're going to sing the STMR song with Aerith to give us a big LB buff for later in the fight. We're going to use Zahn. Now make sure you do this exactly as I do. We're going to double up. We're going to critical on himself to refresh those 400% stat buffs and that magical human killer buff. And we're going to elemental mirror on Louise. That's going to give us the 80% fire resist buff that he didn't get when Aerith rebuffed it earlier. Now we're going to do the chain count score. So we're going to triple Stardust with Seth. We're going to triple Stardust with Tifa. We're going to quad Ionic with Louise. Oh, nope. Go to the base form first. Base form Louise, quad Ionic. And then we're using the Erinys Ring and the Thunder Shield on Laura to quad Thundega. The Thunder Shield is a permanent Chronicle item from the Final Fantasy VI Chronicle battle, so go get it if you need it. Anyway, go ahead and chain this up. That's going to give us the 100 count chain score because we're not going to be chaining to 100 on the kill round. Okay, very nice. Okay, now we're going to use the base form LB of Tifa, the base form LB of Sephiroth for those big imperils. We're going to shift Laura, and we're going to do the volatile ammunition. That's going to be the 90% defense break. Nope, I lied. We're doing Queen of the Jungle. I'm sorry, that was my mistake. Queen of the Jungle for the 200% human killer. Big mistake there. Don't do the defense break that turn. And now we're going to use Zahn to critical mirror on Laura to steal that 200% human killer buff for physical. And because Laura is shifted, we're going to use Mirage with Fenrir on Louise this turn to give complete safety. The boss only does one AoE physical on turn 6. Okay, 0 damage taken. Perfect. Alright, so we're imperiled again, and like before, we want Zahn to keep those buffs. So we're going to go ahead and hide Zahn so we can dispel the party. Then Tifa can dual cast, again, Gravity and Dispelga. Because Gravity is so slow, it makes it really, really easy to do the Dispel trick. Big fan. Okay, let's see here. But because Aerith is singing, we're going to use Calamity Border on Sephiroth for a 40% fire resist buff. And the form everyone is in, that's enough for the current form. Go to the base form with Laura, I should mention. Normal attack, and then Louise can just Ionic one time. Okay. Some attacks, we're immune to it all, not a problem. Alright. This turn, we're going to use Volatile Ammunition for the 90% defense break, and it'll still be there on turn 10 when we kill. Alright, Tifa can just Rally and Cry. Sephiroth can just Rally and Cry. It doesn't really matter that much. Louise is going to do, in this order, Ionic, Heavy Firepower, Fire Starter, and Incapacitate Target. Wait for that to completely finish. That's going to imbue the party with fire for one turn. But now Zahn is going to Projected Mirror and Spread and Extend buff. That's going to give us a 4-turn fire imbue. It's going to give us those 400% buffs that we stole from Aerith earlier in the fight. It's going to give us that magical human killer. It's also going to spread that 200% physical human killer from Laura to the whole party. Okay. Back to the base form with Laura, so we can just normal attack to fill LB gauge. We're going to use the Magnus on Tifa and Sephiroth this turn. The whole party should be... one sec. Let me change that. The whole party should be full LB gauge, so all we need at this point is the Gun in Peril from Louise, so we're going to shift her and do Disarming. And by the way, we don't need Mirage anymore because we have accuracy down on the boss, and Louise and Laura have 50% or better natural evasion, so they're immune to the physical damage. And then Zahn can just guard. Yeah, because he's basically served this purpose. We don't need Zahn anymore. He was only here to make buff management significantly easier. Okay, so there's the Imperil, but it is time to kill. So Zahn is not even contributing on the kill turn. He's literally a dead slot from this point forward. But everyone else, all 5 of the remainders, are going to shift and do their shifted LB. Everyone is. So shift Tifa, shifted LB, shift Aerith, shifted LB. The Zidane song is now complete. We've got all the buffs from Zahn spreading the turn earlier. And there it is. So we're going to chain Aerith and Tifa's LB. That's going to build us a relatively short chain. It's going to be capped by Sephiroth, Louise, and Laura. If you've capped it properly, it should be a 29-point chain among these 5 units. Now, because I'm going to be rerunning this fight over and over and over to hope for good variance, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here and start just rerunning the fight a couple of times. I'm going to do it at least 5 times, I think, minimum. And then I will edit in the best variance roll clear, and we'll continue from there. So see you in a moment when I eventually get a high roll on my DPS units. See you in a bit. Alright guys, we're going to be going for another attempt. Alright, I'm going to try to build the chain slightly quicker by single casting Zahn a moment early, and then we're going to try this. Okay, it seemed okay. We're looking for 5 billion or higher. Come on, game. 5 billion damage, I'll take it. I'll take it. 5 billion damage, we're going for it. We're taking it clear. Okay. Whew, what a headache. What a headache. Anyway. Oh boy, that was a high roll. That was a high roll on Sephiroth and Tifa and Laura. That was a bad roll on Tifa, damn it. I could have done better. Oof. Anyway, we're going to keep that, and we're going to see how the damage we did. The score we did, that is. Rank 4. Oh man, 2 days of working this out seem to have paid off a little bit. Top ranks. Who beat me? Top rank. Where am I? Oh, it's not updated. No, let's look at my friends list. Well, 3 of the 4 are on my friends list, or 2 of the 3 ahead of me. So Zhao Wanda, that's Ellen Wanderer for those of you that watch his YouTube videos as well. They're also very, very good. And then Luis with the Rabbite, he beat me. I wonder who's number 1. I'm not sure about this guy's score. This guy's score seems a little fishy, but you know, I don't want to call anyone out because I don't really know. But I think I might actually be rank 3 currently among all players. Anyway, let me show you the team and the gear we did to do that. Okay. Oh, Dark Visions. Yeah. So party we used. Let's actually go to the Odin fight and look at the team. All right. Sorry, I've been running variant for like 20 minutes, so I'm a little scattered right now. Anyway, here's the team we did. So fire team. Fire team using this. Let me open my chart real quick. I was actually doing the reruns by memory. I didn't even need my chart after like 5 runs. Anyway, here's the team we used. Okay, so espers that are important are Carbuncle on Aerith for fire resist. The reflect thing is honestly optional. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to, but it makes it a little bit safer to not push thresholds. Anyway, here is the party. So base form of Laura is using Erinny's Ring and the Thunder Shield. I mentioned this is from a Chronicle. It gives you Thundega, so she can chain. She has full evasion. She doesn't need any light resist. 60 or better to fire resist in the base form. And we're using Yeti style, so she can double hit her normal attack to fill her LB gauge. That's her base form. Shift form, gun build, 20 or better fire resist in the shift form is all you need. No light resist required with this strategy. Chain cap boost, LB damage versus humans, maxed LB, maxed human, and 6800 attack power. Louise base form is full evasion, 60 or better fire resist, Dragon's Brush, Call of the Wild, a lot of LB fill percent rate. Yes, and there we go. That's her build in the base form. Shift form is LB damage versus humans. 20 or better fire, no light resist required. There we go. And she does have as much evasion as I could fit. I'm using the Fallen Moon for some evasion. Remember on turn 4, we didn't have any Mirage on turn 4? Well, 80% evasion means you almost always successfully take no damage on turn 4. But if you don't have Fallen Moon and you don't want to lower her damage, you can just RNG it. She's got 50 evade naturally. Or you could change your turn actions and, you know, do it differently than me, but I decided to do it that way. In my, like, I'm going to say 10 runs for variance, I don't know how many I did, she got hit, I think, twice on turn 4, so I had to retreat twice because of that. Sephiroth base form is passive provoke evasion. We have 2 passive provoke evaders because Sephiroth on turn 1 is busy stacking up, so Zahn is provoking also in the base form. But when Zahn hides, Sephiroth is our provoker. Full evasion, passive provoke, lion emblem, at least 60 or better fire resist. In the base form, we're evading, so we don't need light resist. Whoops, let me show you the rest of the gear. There we go. Calamity border, so we can do a fire resist buff on turn 8. And there we go. Shift form, LB damage versus humans. No resist at all because we Mirage turn 1 and then we Fire Foam turn 1, so we're completely immune on turn 1, which is the only turn he's ever shifted other than the kill turn. There is his build, LB damage versus humans. He's maxed on everything, and he did the most damage because Sephiroth. Aerith in the base form was our singer, just some LB fill. She needs 100 or better to light resist, and then 60 or better to fire resist in the base form. Zidane's STMR, dual cast, Bahamut synergy, so we can fill S Brigade a little bit more guaranteed. Shift form, we only shift it on the kill turn, so we don't need any kind of survivability. Pure damage, I forgot how much damage she dealt, but it was very low. Fist because of the Imperil LB damage. We gave her a promise to childhood to build the chain quicker. I'm not sure if this even matters, but I don't know. It was something. And then there we go. And then her stats are 200 LB damage and 225 human. Tifa in the base form is 100 or better light resist and then 60 or better fire. She is our Imperil cure with Judgment Staff and dual cast. She's on Diablos, which gives gravity, which I mentioned. Gravity makes it very easy to do the dual cast trick. Lion emblem. Shift form is using a double hand build, so Magisters and then Savior STMR. A lot of double hand increasing attack power, and then her own card. And again, like Sephiroth, no resist at all needed in the base form, or the shift form. Maxed human, maxed LB, and 7,900 attack power with double hand. That is pretty good for Tifa. And then Zahn is our other passive provoker, so full passive provoke, evasion, 60 or, I'm sorry, he needs actually 80 or better fire resist because he does not get dispelled, so he keeps the Imperil. He's evading the light, but he does need 80 or better fire resist. And yeah, and then 1,000 needles as well. A lot of LB fill, 12 LB fill per turn, a lot of fill rate. We've got max per turn, 600% fill rate, because we want to do his LB for the double stack Mirage on turns 2 and 3. That way the boss deals 0 damage to our party, and you know we're not using light resist. And yeah, there was our build. He hides on turn 4 and 7 to keep those buffs rolling. Okay, there was my clear. I will see you guys later. I'll post. I'll even post a build link in the comment for those of you that, or a build picture for those of you that like FFBE equip builds. I've got one saved for this. Okay, see you guys next time. Good luck.